Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Marshall Reddick Real Estate event on Orange County and what it is doing. I know everybody has been watching and waiting and trying to figure out when to jump in, when to jump out, right? That's the question I get all day, every day. But the right time for you is going to be specific to your usage. And Tyler and I look forward to sharing what's going to happen this year. As you guys can see, Marshall Reddick Real Estate is real estate property management and private lending. Topics that we're going to be covering here are the insider tips for buyers and sellers, what to do to maximize your returns, conventional financing options and what that means to you, how much down you put, what rates you get, and of course the market update of what's happening, what's going to happen, and upcoming opportunities and how to take advantage of them. So let's enjoy this presentation. I'm excited to present it, and I know my colleague Tyler is as well. Little bit about me. I'm a licensed real estate broker. I've had my license since 2011. Time flies. I own real estate in Huntington Beach, California. Ever since I was young, I've had the real estate bug because my grandparents did it and my parents immersed me in it. So I've always understood the power of real estate. That being said, numbers were important in that game, so I went after naturally a finance degree to understand it, teach it, and enjoy it. I average about 85 sales a year. That comes out to about 7 a month. And I just love being here. Been at Marshall Reddick, calling this my family, for about 7 years, going on 8. I'm going to welcome my colleague Tyler. Tyler, jump on in here.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Tyler Dagler. It's nice to meet you. I am a licensed California real estate agent and real estate advisor. Been selling real estate just a bit over 4 years now. I own real estate down in San Clemente, California, and have a completely different background than Tanya. Being born and raised in New York, obviously had no choice but to go to school for finance. Came out to California about 11 years ago, and we were working to build data center facilities that were ultimately flipped and or leased out by IT giants. Took a totally different turn, ended up in the surfing and snowboarding world, where I managed global sales teams for some fairly famous brands in those industries. We sold those companies a number of years back, and I ended up in real estate. And it has been just absolutely excellent and a blessing, and I'm glad to be here speaking with you all this evening.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Can't wait for you to share a lot more about your strategies of buying side as well as helping me out with some of the sales side as well. Looking forward to all of your input throughout this event. For some of you guys that are joining us for the first time, Marshall Reddick Real Estate is not just a brokerage, meaning we don't only sell and help people buy real estate. We are here in California and we're in many states across the US for the investment side, but we have every area covered for real estate needs. We have contractors, property managers, all the top resources of CPAs that we can refer to you, insurance agents, most importantly, a lender that's going to have your back through a transaction, attorneys, and much more. Private money lending. I'll go over a little bit about how you can have your money go to work for you directly attached to real estate. And we have property management teams. For example, if you are buying a larger or a smaller property, we would be happy to go over and analyze what we can help you get for your property in rent and offer all the protections that go along with landlordship. This is the California Marshall Reddick team. We're in front of our office. It's a little bit larger than that, but it's always growing. I think we've hired on like 5 people since, gosh, it seems like one every month, but it's just a fun team to work with. Our private lending team, as I had mentioned, they will help you put your money into, basically you can be Chase Bank, right? You can fund a loan and make anywhere between 7% to 10% on average. Or if you're buying in a retirement vehicle like a 401 solo 401k or something like that and need non-conventional financing, this is where they would come in handy as well. Happy to talk about that with you one-on-one. This is Scott Pastel. He is our VP of real estate and he heads the property management teams here locally and across the US. He's been in, around, I'll let you guys read this, but his expertise is really problem solving and mentorship. These are our different property management and teams in Tennessee, Texas, Florida, and Orange County. Now, I know you guys are all here. You're spending time on your evening to, figure out what it is that we're going to do here in Orange County. So let's go ahead and do a poll time. I'm going to have Scott run that poll for us.
Absolutely, and happy to help, Tanya. Here I am behind the scenes. Hi, everybody. Okay, so let me get this poll running here. Okay, so you should be seeing in front of your screen here just a general question. If you're basically looking more interested in buying or selling, one or the other, maybe both, but it only lets you select one option. So whichever option you feel is better suited for you. Looks like we've got a lot of people voting on here. This is great to see and very interesting to see the results. So if you haven't yet, I'll give you a few more seconds to choose just one option or the other. And looks like we've got most of the folks. All right, I'll go ahead and close that out. Get your last votes in there. And all right. So go ahead and share this. Actually, a lot more buyers, believe it or not. So very interesting to see that. We've got about 80% of the folks on tonight looking at purchasing properties. This is great. We're going to be covering both. So, but very helpful to see the results. And thank you guys for engaging with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And funny enough, you guys, you're going to see throughout this presentation how spot on those results were. So there are many more buyers than sellers right now. So it's been very competitive, which is important to choose who you want to work with, right? You want to find somebody that's experienced. You want to understand the team and what they offer you. So on the Marshall Reddick page, you'll see Tyler and I are towards the top of the team. We have a total of 277 reviews, 5-star reviews. We both have very exciting stuff. I love who I work with, and my goal is to have that reciprocated at the end, because it is my passion, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you guys so that you can join this page. Couldn't fit everyone, but these are just a few that we gathered. Happy clients, love what I do, life of a realtor, right? So here we're scattered. We're not just in Orange County. We're everywhere, all the way down to San Diego County, LA Valley. I've even sold out in Palm Springs, in my hometown of where I grew up in Temecula. So lots of fun stuff. We absolutely live, breathe everything real estate, and we have a fantastic team to help you guys achieve that. So we have our preferred lender, our preferred insurance broker, someone to help you up with all these different avenues that are so beneficial in real estate. Now, I'm going to have Tyler come back in, because this is what we're here for. We want to understand the temperature of the Orange County market. So do you guys think it's hot or cold? By the way, really quick segue, there is an area that you can type in chat. If you guys want to go ahead and write in your answers or anything that Tyler and I are saying, go ahead and type in a full sentence and say, I would like XYZ to be sent to me, so that we can follow up with specifically what you're here spending your time to learn tonight, we always want to get you everything that you need. So go ahead and always just type us notes so that we can get everything to you.
Thank you, Tanya. All right, get control here. All right, guys, so if anybody here thinks that we're in a cold market, it is time for you to get into another hobby, because that is not the case. We have, let's see here. Sorry about that. Orange County, California. So here you can kind of see the home appreciation over the years. And we did take a hit when the market went down back in 07, 08, but you can see how quickly this market really recovered. Just back in 95, your average price was in the neighborhood of $208,000, and we're now up well over $800,000 in just that span of time. And projections show us going in the exact same direction for years and years to come, which really makes investing in Orange County a safe and enjoyable bet. And the year has started blazing hot, but it is a very special and unique market that we're in right now. So with the way the world's going and the pandemic that we're dealing with, home has become something so much different than it has in the years prior, right? Home is no longer where we sleep and eat. It is now where we work. It is where our partners and spouses work. It is where our children go to school. It is where we work out. It is our sanctuary. And because of this, a lot of people are wanting to change their housing position. And so it's adding a lot of shoppers and buyers out in the market. Now, at the same time, interest rates are at historical lows. All of a sudden, a lot more people can afford to purchase in Orange County than previously could. So all those people are now in the market as well. So we've got a lot of buyer demand coming from interesting situations that we're in. And at the same time, people who own here in Orange County aren't selling right now. You guys saw the poll that we just took here. A very strong majority of people are looking to buy versus the people who are looking to sell. Because of this, it has created this hot market that we're seeing today. And it's easily seen here in days on market. So expected market time, this is from the time that you sign a contract, I want to sell my home, to the point where you put it under escrow. You have accepted your first offer. Back in 2013, this is the heyday. We're coming back from our big dip, and everyone realizes that the market's going up, and now everybody wants to get in and get a piece. It was extremely, extremely hot because everybody could understand the upswing was coming. And here we are in 2021, and the expected market time is lower than that point. It is a very, very competitive market right now. And just looking down at the price ranges as well, it's crazy to see, you know, $750,000 and under if you market your house correctly, if you place it on the market correctly, if you price it correctly, you can expect to be entering into escrow in under 30 days. Up to $2 million is less than 2 months right now, when just a few short years ago, we were in the hundreds and hundreds of days. So you can really see the trajectory and the velocity of the market right now being caused by people wanting to switch their homing position and low interest rates, allowing more and more people to be able to afford. And this is just a little article that I just thought was really fun to share and really blows your mind. You know, this was pulled in December, and just in the month of November 2020, home prices had jumped 11% on average here in Orange County. Typically, the winter markets here are slower, quieter, more relaxed. Everyone's getting ready for the holidays, and you don't have the frenzy that you see in the summer. However, as this year has shown us many different versions of itself, it is just very, very hot and very competitive at the moment. And here, this is a very, very interesting thing to see. So just this time last year, Zillow had forecasted 2021 appreciation at -1%. They have since changed that forecast, and they are now believing that we will see 10% appreciation in Orange County here in 2021. Now, leading economists have ranged anywhere from 6 to 10% appreciation. So if you just took that in the middle at a standard 8% appreciation, if you were to buy a $500,000 home in January of 2021, just in home appreciation, you could expect to make an extra $40,000 this year. You add in your principal payoff as well, you're looking at a $50,000 raise that you'd be giving yourself while you're sleeping. So it's a really, really exciting time to be purchasing here in Orange County. If you're looking at buying $1 million home, you'd be giving yourself a $100,000 raise this year. Really exciting time to get involved. Now, I just wanted to touch real quickly on the importance of financing. So qualification. I have seen more times than I can count people who make a lot of money who weren't able to qualify to buy the house that they wanted to buy. And on the other side of the token, I've seen a number of people who comparatively didn't make that much money or thought that they didn't make enough money to qualify, and we were able to get them into the home of their dreams. So being able to sit down with a financier and really go through your numbers and see what you qualify for is super, super important. And will the lender be able to perform on time? Now, there's a number of ways to be competitive in the market right now. One of them is by lowering your escrow times, right? Being able to say, well, I can do everything that they can do in 10 days sooner. You save your seller a ton of money and you help them get on with their lives almost 2 weeks earlier. Yet can the lender that you're working with be able to hit those numbers? I just had one last month that was supposed to be closing in 21 days and ended up taking 66 days. And the buyer ended up getting a number of fines and a number of fees. And it went from something that was, a happy, exciting time to pretty dismal on their side because their lender could not perform and get us the money that was due. So it's super important to go through financing up front and make sure that you got the right team that can help you win on these offers that you'll be submitting. And then highest and best offer, right? It's another way that you can try and be competitive in this market. Now, the highest offer is not always the best offer, but oftentimes adding extra money on top, helps you stand out. And it's important to be able to understand what you truly can afford so that when it comes time that you find yourself in a multiple offer situation, which they all are right now, every single one, unless it's an off-market deal, is going to be a multiple offer situation. You need to understand what your parameters really are so that you can jump when the opportunity presents itself or be able to confidently walk when you know that you can not afford to be in that ring, if that makes sense. So it is super, super important to have your financing understood and dialed in before you even get started. And finally, online reviews for agents, right? It's important right now, more important than any time in my real estate career, that's for sure, where who you hire directly matters. At some points, you can be as competitive as you want to be, but nothing will ever beat relationships in this game. We know the majority of the agents here in Orange County, and they know us. It is very important that you hire the right people. So make sure that you look at everybody's reviews online. We can all post everything we want about ourselves on our Instagram and Facebook, and we all know how you just see the shinier side of somebody on social media, but there's nothing that can replace what other people are saying about us. So make sure that you're comparing reviews on everybody. Tanya,
Yeah,
if you
well
could help me out with conventional financing, I would appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Please let us know if you have any questions whatsoever in that chat box.
Yeah, keep typing away, guys. Yeah, thanks so much. Well said, Tyler. So a little bit about conventional financing and what that means to you, learning your options, because not all borrowers are the same, right? One person may not have any real estate. Some people may have 4 or 5 investment properties or properties that have mortgages on them that they've inherited, or different pictures for every person. And that's why it's so important to understand where it is on your buying power that you can perform, because we may think that we can buy a $1.2 million home, but when it comes down to it, do our debt to income ratios line up? So we want to make sure before you spend all your time and energy researching neighborhoods that you can actually be in that neighborhood. So a little bit about our preferred lender, Reed Hazard. We've been with him for over a decade, and he's licensed in every state plus others that we do business in. I've closed hundreds of transactions with him. I've done to date 623 transactions. So you can imagine, since he is our preferred lender, how many he has done. And it's just so important to work with somebody that has a team. We have our team. Reed has his team that answers to him. So he doesn't source out your package. Everything is done in his office, which is so helpful. What it is that you're going to be required to provide to get pre-approved. These are the 5 items. So an application is going to be taken. Easily, we can go ahead and send you that link. If you're interested in applying, just go ahead and say, please send me pre-approval link, and we'll get that to you. What they're going to do is they're going to do a credit pool and review. They're going to have an automated underwriting system completed, meaning it's not just going to be a verbal, everything's going to be reviewed so that it's a strong pre-approval. So they're going to need all the supporting documents, like your tax returns, your pay stubs, your bank accounts, all that fun stuff, so that you can have a fully underwritten conditional loan approval. There's a big difference between a pre-approval and a conditional loan approval. That means that you are fully approved conditionally if everything that was presented is correct, which it is, because they've checked it. Now, how working with Reed is different from a random lender is he'll take my call and Tyler's call on a Sunday at 12 o'clock or 9:45. It just depends. I'll give him a heads up and I say, hey, I'm out showing a property, or hey, I have a ton of offers coming in and I need you to cross qualify or review. But most importantly for buyers, this pre-approval letter makes you stand out so much. And what I mean by that is where it says, Dear Marshall Reddick client, that's not going to say Dear Marshall Reddick client. It's going to have your name on it, Karen Thompson, Jacob Bennett. You are, pre-approved for, and we're going to say, hey, we're writing an offer for $1,050,000 on XYZ, like 123 Main Street. So he's going to go ahead and put the purchase price. He's going to put exactly how much down and your loan amount, and he's going to put the property address on there. Do you know how much that makes you stand out in the multiple offer situations, right? So like Tyler was sharing, every single good property is having multiple offers, and to have an organized offer submitted is like night and day. Who do they want to work with? Who does the listing agent want to work with? He wants to work, or she wants to work with, that agent that has their stuff together and has a lender that's putting together a pre-approval letter for the property that just came on the market yesterday. There's no way that they could have put that together on a Thursday afternoon or business hours. So this is huge, right? Now, the difference of interest rates. Here we are. These are different interest rates. What that means to you for payments. It's really, really interesting to see how much these 1/4% or 0.5% vary in your payments. We're going to go through some examples. So we're going to see like what that means to you. Where do you, because basically from that poll earlier, it shows that we have 80% of buyers on here and 17, I think it was something like that, and 17% sellers. So sellers, you're in a really good spot. Buyers, we're here to help you be competitive and get your offers accepted. But this is what the purchase price will mean to you. This first slide, I'm going to go through slowly so that you guys can understand what we're assuming. We're assuming that your FICO, which is your credit score, is a 720 or higher for a 30-year fixed loan by a government-backed loan. Let's just say a purchase price of $475. Your down payment is only 5%, and that means your interest rate is going to be higher because it's not a conventional 20% down. So your monthly principal interest is going to be $1,964. We're using Orange County average property tax rate. So it's an estimated 1.25. So this is included in this calculation. Monthly homeowners insurance, we're estimating, so about $100 a month. your monthly insurance. So because mortgage insurance, you're under the 20% rate. So once you're over the 20% rate, it gets rid of the personal mortgage insurance. So that's costing you $143. So to purchase a home with only 5% down, if your credit is a 720 or higher, this is your mortgage payment. How much are you paying in rent right now for your 1-bedroom condo or apartment? Is it more than $2,700? So that means it makes more sense for you. Plus you get a tax write-off. There's a lot of pluses to home ownership. Now we're jumping up in price, right? This is for a condo. So with condos, pricing is a little bit higher. So $475, but 10% down. So because it's a 10%, last time it was 5%. Before the interest rate was 3.25 and now 3%. So you can see that these interest rates are getting everything better. That's about $200 less than before. So this same thing, but with 20% down. Now you don't have the personal mortgage insurance, right? Now your interest rate is very favorable. So these rates are plus and minus, but I would say more so minus than plus. So when you speak with Reed, he'll be very specific to you and your debt to income ratio. But I feel that they have been varying lately. So depending on when we get your offer accepted will dictate what the market interest rates are. So here you are, this is an additional $300 less. So you guys can see a $475 purchase price point with 20% down, your mortgage is $2,200. Now, $750, right? This is a more reasonable price point for Orange County for a 2+ bedroom property. All assumptions the same. Your property payment would be, your mortgage payment would be $41.45. This is with only 5% down on a $750 purchase. One tip I think is really helpful, because I don't want to go through these painfully slowly, is have your cell phone out. Be ready to snap a photo of a slide that you're interested in. But not only that, we're not going anywhere, so you can just ask us to review it with you later one-on-one. So here we are, this is 10% down, interest rates now 3. Your monthly payment for a $750,000 home is $3,900, right? Now with no mortgage insurance, it's $3,400, right? So now let's go into a $1.3 million property. So here we are. Notice the FICO score has gone up to 740. To purchase a property with 20% down, your mortgage payment is $6,050. These are just ideas for Orange County pricing, so you can have the generals, right? So $5,700 with 25% down for a $1.3 million home. Now, the reason why these interest rates are higher is because it's over the jumbo loan for conventional financing. The jumbo loans start at like 822, I believe. So those were just raised from last year. I can get you those specifics. Obviously, Reed can as well. But you know, a lot of you guys are renting in the $2 million neighborhoods, and I'm sure that your rent is closer to like $9,000 or $10,000 or $11,000. Why not just own, right? Get your tax deductions, pay into your equity. So here we are with 25% down. Mortgage payment is $8,600. I think that those are super fun because they're tangible and it helps you understand what your dollars can do for you besides renting. I'm going to have Scott come back on and launch this poll. And that way you guys can see what it is that people are interested in.
All right, Scott's back on here, everybody. And our second poll question that you should be seeing on your slide is, what is your time frame for buying or selling property this year? what time frame are you at least hoping for or trying to accomplish? As soon as possible, exclamation, exclamation, or 1 to 2 months time frame, or about 3 to 6 months, or at least more than 6 months. Looks like we've got a lot of votes coming in. I'll give you guys maybe about 5 more seconds to choose an option. Then we can go ahead and share it. This is anonymous, as you probably saw in the first poll. I'm not going to have any names up here, so you can answer however you choose, and the results will be anonymous. So give you guys a few more seconds, and then we can share it and get back to this very informative presentation. And great job, Tanya and Tyler. I'm even learning from you guys right now, and I love it. So keep it up.
Thanks. All right, let's close that sucker.
Are we good? Okay.
I think everyone wants to buy like yesterday from my friends. Oh, wow. Okay, so only 7% are in a must move now kind of situation. Like a lot of people must have gotten out from from last year from their small studios. It was so funny because I had so many friends have me help them buy last year because they were in downtown LA and they're like, I need to get out of here. You know, there's 2 people in here and we can't do our Zoom meetings at the same time because my husband's talking in the background and it's echoing. So I know a lot of people that had to change their lifestyle last year. A lot of them have moved already. So yeah, 7% are right away. 20% are at 1 to 2 months, and 3 to 6 months, 40%. So that's good that there's no crazy rush. That helps out on your end. And then 6 months or more trying to figure out what to do next. That's great. All right. Well, it looks like everyone's on here for different reasons. It's so exciting. I can't wait to learn your stories. Now, looking to buy a property, I'm going to have Tyler come on and share a bit more about how to get you those house keys.
Thank you, Tanya. Yeah, we should rename this section to how the heck do I get my offer accepted in 2021? Because there's 14,000 other people trying to buy a house in this price range too. It is an interesting time. I actually saw this really funny meme not too long ago, and it was entitled "What It's Like Buying Real Estate in 2021," and it was like a WWF ring with like 40 guys in there all beating each other up, and it really is that way. We're experiencing standing in lines to get into properties. I saw a property yesterday go under contract in 10 hours from being listed. It is a wild time and a wild ride, and it's very important that you enter the market as competitively as you possibly can and in the correct places and at the correct times. And that's what hiring us will help allow you to do. So let me get to this next slide here. Here we go. So the first thing I kind of wanted to touch on is just a high level set of tips for our first time home buyers here. Now, and anytime home buyer really in this market. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get you pre-approved, right? It's very important to be able to understand if and what you can afford before you enter the market. The last thing you want to do is get into an escrow and wire in a bunch of money, and at the 99-yard line, your loan is unable to fund, and now you're sitting there in the real possibility of losing thousands of dollars and wasting a lot of your time. So we need to go through the finances and get you pre-approved. Secondly, we're going to set up your home buying criteria, and we're going to do that up front. We're going to talk a little bit more about that on the next slide. And then really, this is super important right now, is being able to move quickly when the perfect home hits. Like I said yesterday, we saw one that went under contract in 10 hours. Last week, we had one where the listing agent got so many offers in such a short period of time that they literally pulled it off the market and just went through the 40 or so they got in 3 days from when they listed. So being able to move quickly is absolutely paramount. If you are unable to go see the home, we are always available to do that for you, do a virtual tour, and help you guys at least get in the ring, and then we can always go see it later if it makes sense. Now, some of the things we're going to do to help you find a home, right? So first and foremost, and naturally, we need to discuss your home requirements, style, location, price. Something that I'm really into these days is mountain biking. And when you first get a mountain bike, you need to set it up and establish a baseline for your suspension, for your tire pressures, for all your measurements to make sure that it's working for you. And then you slowly adjust over time to find the perfect fit. The exact same thing happens with finding a home. We're going to get a basic baseline of what makes sense for you. And then as we do more research, as we pull into the financials and taxes of those homes in those cities, start to see these homes with our eyes and touch them with our hands, we start making adjustments to really make sure that we're finding the right investment for you guys. We're going to review all the facts and financial alternatives to determine the price that's most suited to you. Right now, with the way interest rates are, it costs about $500 a month for $100,000 in a loan. Now, when you add in different tax rates for different cities, you add in different HOAs and number of HOAs for different communities and subdivisions, Mellows, special assessments, all these things, one $500,000 house can cost you significantly more on a monthly basis than another. And so we will help you guys go through all of that to really understand and identify the ones that make sense for you. Now, this next one's super important, and not a lot of real estate agents do this, especially right now with the way the world is, but we are here to help you with this. And this is to provide information on all the homes in an area, not just the ones listed. Now, anybody can sign you up for one of those emails that automatically sends you guys stuff as it hits the market. I'm sure you've all seen them before, but we are here to literally research markets door to door if need be. If you say, Tyler, I want to live in the flower streets of Santa Ana, or I want to live in Rancho San Clemente, or I want to live somewhere between 13th and 19th and PCH and Orange and Huntington Beach, we can actually go in there, pulling titles, pulling contact information, speaking to the neighbors, leaving information at the door, sending information through the mail. We have the resources and knowledge and experience on how to contact people and find homes that aren't listed for you. And that's really one of the competitive advantages right now, because once it hits the market, it's a free-for-all. Now, we do provide the MLS to our clients. So a lot of times, the realtor holds the keys to the MLS, if you will. You work with us, we're going to give you direct access so that you have all the power and all the magic at your fingertips to search and research and find alongside us. And we're going to show you the entire areas you select. We're going to help you guys locate schools, the shopping areas, recreational facilities, churches, nightlife, whatever it may be that you are into. Oftentimes we'll be working with clients who believe that they just want to live in downtown Huntington Beach and that is it. And then by the time we're a couple weeks into it, we're looking in Rancho Santa Margarita, Laguna Niguel, Dana Point, San Juan Capistrano. And we find homes that make sense for them, but they don't understand the area. Tyler, where are my kids going to play? Where am I going to ride my mountain bike? Where am I going to work out? Where do I go out after work for drinks with my friends? We will literally take you and give you guys the tour of these towns and really show you guys where you'd be living, so that we can help you find not just a house, but a home. And it's important to work with somebody who knows those areas, knows the locations, and knows the people in those areas already. And you get that when you hire us. This is just a funny little joke. I love this, and I show all of my clients this before we meet. We want a cozy, secluded 20-acre farm surrounded by hills and trees, but within walking distance of restaurants, shops, schools, theaters, and all the hot night spots, right? It is always the unicorn that we are all looking for, and it is definitely tough to find all of that in Orange County, depending on your budget, but we will absolutely help you guys find what makes most sense for you. So here's a couple things that I wanted to touch base on, discussing benefits and drawbacks of each home in relationship to your specific needs. Oftentimes clients will find homes where it all makes sense, but they don't understand the tax ramifications of the neighborhood. Or maybe they find a home that they love, but the bathroom just doesn't make sense and they don't understand the time that it takes to get that done or what it may cost, right? Being able to work with somebody who has done so many real estate transactions that they can walk into a neighborhood, know the tax rate off the back of their hands, and be able to understand and explain to you that that is a $3,500 kitchen to a $35,000 kitchen, depending on what you go with. And based on contract or backup right now, you're looking at 3.5 months. So can you get through living in it for 90 days? right? That is all very important, and it makes a big difference in your home purchasing experience, right? Obtaining necessary information on taxes, laws, ordinances, building permits, inspection reports, etc. Oftentimes people believe that just because they buy a home that they can quote unquote do whatever they want with it, right? That's that whole kind of cliche with owning a home, but that's not necessarily always the case, especially in Orange County. We have plenty of ordinances, we have plenty of rules, we have plenty of zoning limitations, and you need to work with somebody who understands all that and can help you understand upfront, so you don't buy a home under the false pretense that you will later be able to add a sunroom to it when in fact you cannot. And we will help you guys understand from a financial standpoint what all these homes look like before you get into the offer phase. What's it going to look like on a monthly basis? What's it going to look like on a yearly basis? At what year, based on home appreciation, will I be at rent parity and can I rent it out? At what year will I be able to rent it out for a profit? At what year do my tax advantages no longer make sense? At what year do I start paying more in principal than interest? That all makes a very big difference from an investment point of view. And being that we have a real estate investment background, it allows us to add that extra layer of investment to your guys' experience. Not a lot of people can say that, and we're really, really proud of it. And I kind of touched base on all this as I was kind of just going on my rants on the next slide, or the last slide, right? But it's just another layer of what we like to add to our service, is our ability to help you guys find lowest financing options. There are many financing options out there, and just because lender A will give you 3% and lender B will give you 3%, that does not mean you're going to pay the same. Closing costs vary wildly. You want to work with somebody who can help you get those costs down. Make sure you're not paying for costs that you don't need to, and make sure that you're doubling down on the expenses that help protect you most effectively through your transaction. We go through all the negotiations for you, and we allow you guys to be there along the way, because it is definitely a team effort, but we are happy to lead it and succeed for you guys. We will be part of the lending team with you, so that you don't have to worry when you get an email asking to send X dollars over to this escrow account. Is it real? Is it going to disappear off into the internet somewhere? Or can you call me and I can make sure that all of your hard-earned money is going to the exact same and correct place and that you are protected? This is something super important, guys. The wonderful world of estimates. Now, we all know that 99% of people are on Zillow when they're searching for their homes, and 99% of sellers are on Zillow when they're pricing their homes. And we see this all the time. Here's a home listed for $969,000, but Zestimate is saying 800 grand. If you're not working with somebody who can effectively pull the financial information and run the models correctly to really know what something's worth, two things are going to happen here, right? Thing one, you're going to go in and overpay, and maybe you win the property, but if you've paid $50,000 more than it's worth, did you really win? Or B, your agent's going to go in with this estimate of, hey, it's worth 800 grand, let's throw 800 at it, and you're not even going to get a call back. Being able to work with a team who can really understand the market from a financial point of view. You saw both me and Tanya went to school for this. This is literally our bread and butter and what we do. You need to be able to work with someone who can really help you understand the proper point and when this is a deal for you, when it is a situation where you're overpaying, or when you're in a situation where you're at a fair market value, so that you can make the right decisions in your investment. Negotiating on price is something that we're super effective on. Here's just a couple examples recently of properties that we were on the buy side and how we were able to get those prices down for our clients. Being able to understand how homes work, how houses work, is huge. And you want to be a part of a real estate team that understands that. I just closed on one today where there was an issue with the ceiling. The listing agent did not fully understand how ceilings work. I did. I used that to my advantage, and I took a $2,000 issue, turned it into a $5,000 credit for my clients. You want to work with somebody who can do the exact same stuff for you. And like I said, multiple offers. This is every single situation that you will be in will be a multiple offer situation. You need to work with somebody who has experience navigating through those. And like I said, you can be as competitive as you want, but especially in Orange County, it comes down to relationships, and we have them. When they get their offer in from us, it is not just another piece of paper, one of 40, if you will. It's Tyler and Reed. I love those guys. That's huge when it comes to winning in Orange County, especially in this market. So basic documents needed to submit your offer, guys. Purchase contract, the RPA, we will write these up and go through it with you so that you fully understand what that means. Proof of funds, we need to be able to prove that you do in fact have the money to close and buy this house, and your lender pre-approval letter that we've gone over several times now. So lastly, something to keep in mind, the highest offer does not always get you accepted. I just had a property in Laguna Beach that I sold 2 months ago. I did not sell it to the highest offer because after going through their offer, I was able to understand that their chances of actually being able to close with that offer were not realistic. I took a lower priced offer because it was a better offer for my clients. The time frames were correct. The risk was correct. The lack of risk, I should say. The team that they brought to the table was a team that I knew, that I worked with in the past, and that I had a good relationship with. I went with that offer because ultimately it was what was best for my client. It was not the highest priced. So the right offer is what you guys need, especially in this market. Working with us will get you that right offer. And finally, contingency is just something to keep in mind. Everybody is always, oh my God, Tyler, I just wired in $30,000 of my money. Am I going to lose this money? If something doesn't go right, like how do you protect me? We have a number of contingencies in the contract to make sure that your deposits are fully refunded. The only way that any of my clients will ever lose money is if they do something that I tell them not to do. I've never lost a penny in my entire career of anybody's money, but that's what I always tell them. Hey guys, you're not going to lose anything unless you go and do something I tell you not to. But these contingencies are built in for your protection. So you have a contingency on your inspection. That's the inspection of the home, but also the financial documents of the HOA. That is also the financial documents with the taxes. That is also special assessments. We get everything and we walk you through step by step by step. This is what you're buying. You have an option to stay in the game or back out and receive your deposit back. You have your loan contingency. This is, can I in fact get my loan closed? If we get up to the 99-yard line and your lender is unable to close on that loan, we have contingencies in place to help you safely back out and receive your deposit. Side note, this is why you work with Reed, because when you get to the 99-yard line, he's going to jump over it and you will be set. And this is why, guys, you don't want to miss those dates. You do have the option that you can completely lose your chance to buy the property. That almost happened to the one I was telling you guys about. It was supposed to be 21 days and ended up being 66 days. They came very, very close, regardless of all the money they were already putting into escrow, to losing the option to buy that home. And you can lose that deposit. We will help make sure that none of that happens for you guys. Buying right now is tough. I'm not going to lie, it's not easy. It's a lot of work and it's a very competitive market, but we are continuing to succeed for our clients. I know a lot of real estate agents whose clients have walked away and just given up because they couldn't get a win. We have yet to have one on this team, someone who wasn't able to get their home. That's super, super impressed and proud of that, guys. Thank you for your time. Tanya?
All right. Wow, I love all sides of real estate transactions, and we're now talking about the sales side. So getting ready to sell your home. I always say, pretend like I've already sold your home. Let's get your home ready for the public. So here's a getting ready checklist. So this is something that I'll give you when we meet to go over how to best sell your home and present it to the masses, right? So just all the personal stuff, you know, take that away, make it a model home. Let somebody else see themselves living in your home. So we go through this checklist. I have professional cleaners, you know, every vendor you could need to get your home ready, I have. So if that means getting your paint tones to be more neutralized, to have way more buyers come in to get you a bidding war. That's what I'm here to share and do and help you succeed. So I come in and I share just the generals of what's most popular, how we can have your home appeal to the most. And that's by getting through all these items on this checklist. Here are some tips that we've already kind of gone over, but very much so: declutter, remove, pretend you've already sold, right? Rent a storage unit. Only look at current information to determine the value of your home. It doesn't matter how much you have spent personally on something specific. Not all the time will you receive your value back if you just remodeled your kitchen, right? It would also have to have been remodeled to today's most popular styles, things like that. But most importantly, we have to be realistic with your list price and time frame. There are statistics that show that if a home is overpriced, the public is intelligent, and we're going to lose out on people even coming to look at your home, when if we had just priced it correctly the first time, it would bring in droves of people and all of their offers because it's reasonable. So we need to generate that game plan, right? Everybody likes a game plan, a clear picture. It's never fun to watch a movie on a TV screen that's fuzzy, right? We need to know exactly what's going on so that we can win the game, right? So I'm going to be able to provide an expert market analysis, which is exactly what you saw a little bit earlier on the buyer's pro forma, to understand how to offer the best price. That's the exact same thing where we look at what has sold in your neighborhood. What kind of upgrades were in that home versus your home's probably better. We can ask for more because of X, Y, Z. So I'll get you the financials on your neighborhood, and most importantly, where you win is having somebody on your team that understands the contracts. These contracts are several pages in fine print, and it's really important to know the nooks and the crannies of what boxes to check, which boxes not to check, right? You got to provide a reputable team so that we can do all of the teamwork with you. Step 5, protecting your interests. Kind of like on the buyer side, where Tyler was sharing a little bit about how to put together the correct offer. The highest offer is not the best offer. And there are a lot of different contingencies in a contract. So it's very important that we go over each one. And what I do is I put together an Excel spreadsheet for when we do have multiple offers to go over the pros and the cons of what each buyer has to offer you. Now, our marketing plan for you and your property includes this extensive checklist. There are other items that we will provide for you, but securing multiple listing systems to expose your property is the most important thing. The MLS will syndicate to worldwide outlets so that everybody can see your property. Not only will we have the obvious marketing of putting a sign in your front yard, but not the whole world is driving by your neighborhood. We're going to provide a lockbox where it's going to be organized access and showings where you're going to be notified at least 24 hours in advance, right? That's if you're occupying the home. I know a lot of people are worried about COVID, but I have shoe booties where everyone has to either remove their shoes or put on shoe covers. Everybody must wear face coverings, hand sanitizers provided. We work at a level where safety is first. I feature your home on our website and my website. We aggressively market and campaign not only to the MLS, but to our sphere, our network. Like Tyler was sharing, we have all of our contacts in Orange County. We'll give sneak peeks, create some chaos in a good way for your listing, and hold open houses on a scheduled, organized viewing process. We're not able to do traditional open houses any longer. They must be on scheduled timelines with PED forms where everyone has to sign a document saying that they are not sick, they have not traveled, all of these items to protect you. It's just making buyers and everybody aware. But we go over all of these items for you. And then, of course, we help you find your next home as a dual simultaneous process. So it's really important attention to detail. I bring this up, common mistakes that other agents make. Here, look at this photo. This is a multi-million-dollar home, and that is the ocean. It's just insane that they did not capture. The lights are off. None of the lights are on. You can't see outside. We need professional photography. We're not using our cell phones. Another thing in today's time, we're doing 360 virtual tours. So that means that anybody can walk through your home by clicking on the computer, full 360s, walk upstairs as if they're going through the home virtually. I do that for all of my listings. Here's another common mistake that people will make. Here you see single family home with a D, that means detached. Here you see A, that means attached. Does this freestanding single family home look like it's an attached structure? Absolutely not. It's been on the market for 87 days. Of course it's on the market for 87 days because everybody looking for a detached home, not a townhome or a condo that's attached, is totally missing out on seeing this property. It's a major disservice to not have attention to detail. Professional photography, absolute must. If you have something to showcase, you better believe I'm going to be hiring the entire package for aerial photography. And most importantly, we have a team of experts, a winning team that's been proven time and time again. We would love the opportunity to help protect you through this process. And we have our insurance agents, we have our lender, we have our Marshall Reddick property management team. In case you don't want to sell your property but rather lease it out, we can help you with that when you find your new home. And I know this has been a lot of information, so much information. You guys are probably like, okay, so now what, right? Where do we begin? This is where we offer our complimentary services for a consultation. Basically, if you're ready to just have a conversation and understand next steps, this is where we come into play. We'll go over your must-haves, your wants, your definite no thank yous, evaluate all your options, figure out that desired time frame, and create a plan to accomplish your goals. So this afternoon, I had a wonderful call with a repeat client that I've helped buy now 7 properties and sell a total of 7 properties, and they're the best. And I absolutely love working with them. We meet for lunch usually twice a year at minimum. And they basically came to me and said, we want to buy a home up to $700,000, 4 bedrooms minimum, 3 baths minimum, a backyard. We can either buy this month or in 6 months from now, but we're not in a rush and we don't want to be rushed. And we just have time. And so I said, okay, great. So I went online and I found them exactly what they were looking for. And they're like, great, let's go look at that tomorrow. So I'm just here to service what it is that you guys are looking to achieve. And then we go from there. So as Tyler has gone over, Tyler, do you want to step in here and go over these 4 bullet points? Just kind of summarizing our wrap up here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, next steps for you guys, if you're ready to start honestly looking into buying, is let's set up a time to talk. We're going to go over your goals and your timelines, wants, needs, must-haves, things you hate, things you love, and it really get a feeling for who you are and what your future looks like. I'll connect you with Reed and we'll start going through the finances. Make sure that we understand what your purchase power really is, so we understand where we're really looking. I will start sending you homes as they pop up, and we'll start identifying areas that make sense for you. And I will go out and find you homes as well. And then we start seeing them. It's the fun part, right? Actually going out into the field and getting a feel for what it feels like to be in these homes. And then we can start adjusting your drips, and we'll find you the right one. And then we enter the ring and we go from there. And then we get you guys a beautiful home, hand you over some keys, and it's one of those happy tears moments. And I can't wait to meet you guys.
Absolutely. So we're here to help. And on the seller side, if you guys are curious to learn how we can help you get top dollar on your home, our marketing, and more in detail, a presentation for you, love to meet at your home to discuss marketing and strategy. I know this is sensitive for some. So what I've been doing is if you're not ready to have guests over quite yet, we can do a Zoom meeting. I can meet you, we can chat face to face from a safe distance, and you can give me a virtual tour. You can walk me through from your front door, through all your rooms into your gorgeous yard or patio, and it'll give me a really good sense so that I don't actually have to be there. And then we can go through all the tips and how to get your home ready. And then we'll go ahead and go from there by preparing for that sale, getting the professional photography in place, and then going live and making all great things happen to get you to your next place. So I'm really excited to help you guys achieve what it is that you're looking to do in 2021. And here we are. This is where your cell phones come in super handy to snap that photo of Tyler and I and our contact information. Please note that we will be sending you a follow-up email, and we'll also send you the link to this recording. One thing I'm super proud of is this January I was nominated to be on the Executive Agent magazine here in Orange County, and I just thought that was really cool. So maybe we'll include that link so you can get to know us a little bit better. But in general, I'm excited. I know Tyler's excited, so hope you guys are too. And we look forward to working with you and serving for you guys. Thank you so much for your time tonight, and we'll talk to you soon. Join the Happy Client Club. Bye, all.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good talking to you. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it very much.